You've been told your identity is a name, a title, a background, a job description, or some stitched-together narrative of your past. But that's a lie. Your identity is not who you were. It's not even who you think you are. It's who you decide to become. And right now, on day one, I need you to rip every label off your mind that was not placed there by truth. You are not your trauma. You are not your bank account. You are not the mistakes you've made, the roles you've played, or the opinions other people have whispered behind your back. You are potential in motion. You are vision wrapped in flesh. You are infinite intelligence wearing a human face. And the reason your life has felt off balance, unfulfilling, or incomplete is because you've been trying to live a masterpiece through a broken frame. What if I told you the moment you stop defining yourself by what was and begin to define yourself by what will be, your entire nervous system shifts? That's not motivation. That's neuroscience. Because your subconscious mind, the engine running 95% of your life, does not respond to logic. It responds to identity. And identity is simply a repeated thought, soaked in emotion, lived with conviction. So here's the real challenge of day one. You must destroy the identity that was never yours to begin with, the identity of the victim, the identity of the average, the identity of, I'm not ready, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. Because all of that was inherited, not created. You inherited it from your upbringing, from your culture, from teachers who never knew your greatness, from friends who feared your growth, from voices that spoke doubt louder than truth. But now you become the voice that speaks back. And I'll tell you this, you will never rise above the identity you secretly believe is true. That's why today, not tomorrow, not next week, you must redefine who you are, not based on your history, based on your destiny. So here's what you're going to do. Your task today is internal, but it will feel like war. Because you're going to declare a new identity, and the old one will fight for survival. Your mind will resist. Your ego will panic. But if you push through, you'll feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Power. True, internal, sovereign power. So right now, I want you to close your eyes. Get still. Silence everything, and I want you to see a version of yourself who already has the life you've been dreaming about. Don't just imagine them. Feel them. How do they walk? How do they breathe? What kind of energy do they radiate when they enter a room? What decisions do they make without hesitation? What do they no longer tolerate? Now ask yourself, what would that version of me believe about everything? Because if you can feel it, you can become it. If you can believe it, you can act from it. Today, your task is to write down, in ink, not pencil, your new identity. Not a wish list, a declaration. Not, I hope I'll be confident. I am confidence in motion. Not, I want to be a leader. I lead with clarity, courage, and certainty. This is not fluff. This is how you reprogram your subconscious blueprint. This is how Edison taught his mind to innovate. How Carnegie taught his mind to attract wealth. How Mandela taught his soul to forgive and rise. They decided who they were before the evidence existed. So do the same. Write it. Speak it. Feel it. Believe it. Over and over, with repetition, emotion, and intention. Because your brain will fight you at first. It will try to call this a lie. That's fine. That means it's working. You are disrupting the neural pathways that no longer serve you. You are building a new mental model, one belief at a time. This new identity must not be timid. It must be bold, relentless, vivid, specific. It must make you sit up straighter when you read it. It must move something in you. Because for the next 29 days, everything you do will be filtered through this new identity. Your habits, your standards, your routines, your decisions, your relationships, your vision, your voice. All of it will rise or fall depending on how deeply you anchor this truth. I am not who I was. I am who I decide to be. Every time you doubt yourself, come back to this identity. Every time you slip, come back to this identity. Every time life throws a punch, stand tall in this identity. That's how winners think. That's how legacies are born. That's how transformation begins. You are the author. You are the architect. You are the fire. So, write your identity today like your life depends on it, because it does. Then let's go deeper. Because now that you've begun to declare your identity, we must tear down everything that contradicts it. Look around your life right now. What in your environment reflects the version of you that you're leaving behind? What habits still whisper lies into your mind when no one else is watching? Be honest. Does your room, your phone, your social media feed look like it belongs to the person you're becoming? Or does it echo the voice of comfort, distraction, and mediocrity? You see, identity is not just internal. It's externalized in your surroundings. Your space, your language, your posture, your rituals. These are all mirrors, and mirrors don't lie. They reflect what you believe about yourself when no one's clapping. So today, you must begin clearing out anything that is incompatible with the life you're building. Because the new you doesn't just show up in thought, they show up in your world. They design it with intention. And that means you're not just thinking differently, you're living differently. That's the second part of your task today. Conduct a brutal audit of your environment, physically and digitally. Go through your room, your car, your playlists, your calendar, your bookmarks, your apps, your habits, and ask one simple question for everything you touch. Does this reflect who I'm becoming or who I'm leaving behind? If the answer is the past, remove it. No apologies, no negotiation. Why? Because association is identity reinforcement. You cannot walk like a king while sleeping in a room that looks like you've surrendered to chaos. You cannot think like a millionaire while entertaining notifications that scream fear, gossip, and distraction. You cannot ascend into your destiny while dragging the weight of your comfort zones like chains around your ankles. This is where most people stop. They feel the excitement of a new beginning, but never confront the roots holding them back. You are not most people. You're here because you know the truth. You become what you tolerate. And from this moment forward, you tolerate nothing that insults your destiny. Not in thought, not in speech, not in environment, not in relationships. So purge with precision, clear your space, curate your mind. Protect your focus like it's your most sacred currency, because it is. And don't wait for permission. Create a sacred space for your future self to rise. One that breathes order, power, and alignment. One that feels like home to the person you're becoming. When your environment reflects your future, your mind follows. That's not theory. That's how the brain works. It's constantly looking for visual, spatial, and emotional cues to determine who you are and how to behave. You want to accelerate change? Align your outer world with your inner declaration. Wake up to excellence. Walk into order. Step into your day with intention, built into the floorboards of your life. Now here's where most quit. They say, "I'll do that later." But you do it now. Because what you delay, you devalue, and what you act on immediately, you transform. So after this session, I want you to go straight into your environment and begin this process. Turn on music that elevates you. Light a candle. Throw out the clutter. Organize your space. Delete toxic apps. Unfollow accounts that don't breathe life into your identity. You are sculpting a temple, not a storage unit. Your life is the canvas. Your actions are the brush. Today is the stroke that begins the masterpiece. And once your physical world starts to match your mental decision, something begins to unlock. It's almost supernatural. You'll feel a momentum that was never there before. A clarity that pierces confusion like a sword through fog. Because you're not living in contradiction anymore. You're living in congruence. That's where power lives. Not in pretending, in alignment. When who you are, how you think, what you say, and how you live are all in sync, you become unstoppable. This is the true beginning. Not the hype, not the motivation, the alignment. From this point forward, you walk differently because you know who you are. You're not a seeker anymore. You are a creator. You are not hoping for transformation. You are embodying it, daily, visually, intentionally. And guess what? When you show the universe that you're serious, when your actions align with your declarations, that's when resources appear. That's when people notice. That's when opportunities begin to knock. Not because they were never there, but because you couldn't see them through the fog of who you used to be. Now the fog is clearing. And in its place, a blueprint, a voice, a future that feels more like home than anything you've ever known. This is the sacred work. This is where it starts. You decided, you declared, you realigned your world. And now, you step into tomorrow with momentum that was built by design. Don't slow down. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for a sign. You are the sign. Because the deeper you go, the more the old self will try to hold on, the more it will whisper, "Who do you think you are? Why are you doing this? This isn't going to work for you. You've tried before, remember? You always fall back." Let me make this clear. That voice is not you. It is the ghost of an identity you are about to bury. That voice is fear disguised as logic. It is history pretending to be destiny. It is every moment of self-doubt, every unhealed wound, every past failure crawling up your spine to test if you really mean what you said when you declared your new self. This is why most people never change. Not because they can't, but because they don't recognize the test when it shows up. They hear the resistance and assume it's a stop sign. They feel the discomfort and interpret it as danger. But you, now that you know the truth, you'll interpret it for what it really is. Confirmation. That's right. Resistance is confirmation. If the old identity is trembling, it means the new identity is working. So when it shows up, and it will, don't run from it. Stand, face it, breathe into it, and say, "You no longer command me." Because today, you are not reacting. You are commanding. You are not negotiating. You are installing new thoughts, new patterns, new truth. And with that comes your third and final task for today. Perhaps the most important, anchor your new identity into your physiology. Not just mentally, not just on paper, but physically, viscerally. Because identity lives in the body. It lives in posture, in breath, in movement. If you only affirm who you are in your mind, but still move like a defeated version of yourself, your body betrays your intention, and the subconscious wins. So today, you are going to begin practicing a new embodiment. You are going to move like the person you've become. Stand like them, speak like them, breathe like them. Walk around your home like you own the future. This isn't fake it till you make it. This is live it until it's law. Remember, your nervous system doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It only responds to repetition and emotion. So when you feel like your new self, deeply, repeatedly, the body accepts it as truth. This is why elite athletes visualize before they perform. Why top performers rehearse the emotion of victory before the world ever sees it. Why those who rise don't wait for results before they act like the result is already theirs. Because creation doesn't begin with results. It begins with identity, anchored in behavior. So I want you to do this now. Stand up, right now, wherever you are. And I want you to assume the posture of your new self, spine tall, shoulders back, chest open, head up, eyes steady. Now breathe, not shallow, deep, full, intentional, the kind of breath that says, I'm here, I'm ready, I command my space. Feel the energy shift. Feel your body responding. This is how transformation becomes permanent, when your nervous system believes it. And now, move. Walk around the room like the person who already owns their future. Speak something out loud as that person. Even if it's just one sentence, something powerful, something decisive. Say, I am the architect of my identity. I walk in power, not permission. I am no longer a visitor in my own life. I am the creator. Say it with rhythm, with authority, with finality. This is more than an exercise. This is installation. You are no longer trying on identity like a costume. You are wearing it like armor. And every time the doubt returns, every time you feel yourself slipping, you will return to this embodiment. You'll use the body to remind the mind. That's the real secret. Because when the body leads, the brain follows. When the energy shifts, the mind obeys. When the state changes, the identity stabilizes. So today, you've made your decision. You've defined your identity. You've aligned your environment, and now you've installed it in your body. You are not just thinking transformation. You are living it. And the world, the people around you, the opportunities ahead of you, the vibrations that once ignored you, will all begin to recognize something different. Because the moment you command identity, the universe adjusts to match it. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. And tomorrow, we build on this momentum with a force that few have ever tasted, the belief engineering that bends reality. But for now, take this identity and walk in it. No more hesitating. No more wishing. You've decided. You've declared. You've embodied. This is who you are now. And nothing will ever be the same again. I am anxious to see how you do with today's challenge. Please comment below with your thoughts. Until we meet again.